I think that an important piece of information that a lot of horse owners do need to know is how to get their horse on a proper feeding program. So what would you advise or recommend for a horse feeding program?
So I come at everything as a veterinarian, so we'll have to start with that a little bit. I recommend that you have a great relationship with your veterinarian to start. But from there, it depends on what your horse is doing. For instance, this guy here, when he's not on his little bit of a down season right now, he competes pretty heavily. He is a high metabolism thoroughbred. So he goes on a high test feed to support that high level of work that we do. He's on more protein. He's on a little bit of carbs. You know, he's on a lot of calories. First off, because he has a metabolism that's an amazing metabolism. I wish I had it. And second off, because he just works really hard. So I have to support all of that. But all of his diet starts with good forage, and that's the best place to start, is the best possible forage you can give them. Across the aisleway here, we have a retired horse that does nothing, and he's a pasture puff. I have his metabolism. I walk by ice cream, you know, and I'm like, poof, there, I gained weight. So for him, it's a matter of getting him all the vitamins, proteins, and minerals he needs without getting too many calories into him. So again, we start with the best quality roughage we can, but we're gonna go to a lower quality one. So for instance, he's on Timothy, while Ernie here is on alfalfa as their base roughage. And then we're gonna go to just a simple ration balancer for him that gives him all the things he needs without extra calories, where this guy gets calories thrown at him all day, every day. So it's really starting with what do you do with your horse, and then formulating a diet from there that's based on roughage first.
So you would agree that it's determined more on a case-by-case basis? It's
so individual. You know, we want to feed them, you know, we want to feed this whole barn the same thing, and we just can't. You know, we can usually start with 1 or 2 roughage options and then go from there, but realistically, every horse is going to be different.
Okay, and how about supplements on top of that?
I'm not a big supplement person, no.
Okay.
If you start with good quality forage and you go with a commercially available diet that is designed for what your horse is doing, you're going to save a ton of money with supplements that can be better spent doing way better things with your horse.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. How would you describe a healthy and fit horse? What a fit horse look like?
A fit horse for me is a body condition score of 5. And so we look at those horses and we say, when we look at them standing there, can we see their ribs? And the answer is actually that we should be able to. Most people don't realize that, but you should be able to just get a shadow, right? I don't want to see, like, I don't want to be able to count that the horse has 18 ribs. I want to see a shadow of rib, especially as they turn away from me. I also don't want to see pointy bits on, like, the hips, the shoulders, you know, that kind of thing. I want those to have a little bit of a fat covering over them. Most of us actually like our horses at a body condition score of about 6, which is where you can't quite see the ribs, but if you walk up, you can feel them all. And that is what a typical healthy, fit horse will look like. Now, if you're talking about the super fit racehorse or the 3-day eventer, one of those types of horses, those guys you can typically pick out every rib, but they do still have, you know, some fat covering their pointy spots. So that's, again, it's a place where your veterinarian can really help you determine, am I underfeeding or overfeeding my horse? The answer is probably overfeeding.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? How often are you observing that horses are overfed or underfed and maybe not given the right balance of hay and grain?
Most of the horses that we see don't work very hard for a living. You know, that's just the realities of being a horse these days. You don't have to actually earn your keep. You get played with on the weekends a lot. And a lot of people, we want to show our love through food. It's not the right answer. So most of the problems that we actually see from horses are overfeeding. So you want to be very aware of where they are on that diet spectrum, because we can cause a lot of huge issues with overfeeding.